It's Thursday night. As you call that radio, it's who you going to call? I don't give a flying fuck. This is my flying fuck. Shouts to Bonnie for giving me my flying fuck. See, it's got wings. This is the studio. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. Fuck. We are live for a very special edition of You Call That Radio. We are going to... Who are you going to call? Mickey 999. You call that radio in America, 911. You call it radio, you call it Mickey Nines. We've got The Gaffer, one of the best underground bands on the planet. And they're about to launch a new album next Saturday, I think, May the 4th, at St. Luke's. And it's good. Dougie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Do you like my flying fuck?
It's very cool.
It's not about me though. It's not about me. But it's
Was it
about
given
you.
to you?
It's about you. It's not been I've been working a lot, and I went to the Blind Boy podcast with Kevin Bridges, which is a nice surprise as a guest.
Cool.
And then I went out with Gordy and Bam for Jackass.
Nice.
A wee bit rough.
On the same day?
It's been it was I don't know how long it was. It felt like longer than a day. Yeah. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to open a beer because I've just had a 3-hour meeting there, and I think it's just rude to turn up hungover. So I'm going to have a wee beer, and hopefully I can get a wee bit tipsy with you, if that's all right.
That's fine.
You don't mind.
It's
better for everyone. It's better for you. It's better for the audience out there as well. We got a new member. Wow, straight away. Jacqueline Rogers, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. We don't have many YouTube members. We've got more patrons with the YouTube members, but that's how the show works. We got Louis loving the flying fuck. Yes. Shouts to Bonnie, who you might know. She was in a band called Sex Cakes. I don't think they're about anymore, but hopefully they'll be back soon. But we're live. It's not our usual time. It's 9:09 time. Why have you made me do this show so late, Dougie? Have you got a good reason?
Just finished work at 9.
Yes. What, did they just make you, because you're in the Mickey Nines, they make you work till 9 o'clock?
Yeah. I could go into it, but it's not very interesting.
That's all right. Let's keep it interesting. I'll tell you what's interesting. The set list for I actually spoke to Ants earlier on because I was trying to figure out why you always get emails saying it's like the Foo Fighters are in your area, the stadium bands are in your area, and Mickey Nines as well. So I was trying to see if I'm missing a trick, and you're like, I have no idea.
Well, we played Hamilton Stadium once.
It counts. Counts, man. Stadium band. But then I had to give Ants a shout out for this great idea. So what you've been doing is, for people who don't know, every day you've been asking the audience to choose the next song. And it's a really good way of spamming people your gig every day. Reminding people every day there's a gig in May the 4th.
Yep.
But... and then it's like it's the greatest hits. So you're not playing the full album from start to finish. I thought that's customary.
Yeah, I think. Have we done that before? I don't think we've ever played any of the albums from start to finish, but that'd be quite a cool thing to try. Never done it.
I've done it because we've only got one good album. Pretty much did it for fucking 5 years. The same album over and over and over again. Sick of it. Sick of Who Took Utopia.
I think we're just going to play 3 or 4 songs from the new album, just to make sure we can get the old classics in there as well. Because whenever I go to a gig, I never want to hear the new shit. Do you know what I mean? I just want to hear the tunes I know.
That's it. But the thing is what you have done is it's called in the industry the waterfall effect. or something like that. Something about waterfalls. I don't know if it's called the waterfall effect. Waterfalling, I think it's called.
Okay.
And that is releasing like every time I log into Spotify, Mickey Nines have got a new single.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think
basically
that's
the
like,
albums. So is it all the album out? Is basically all the songs that have you kept some secrets?
no, so basically we kind of think like that's just the way that well, it should be, but it is or will be done now or whatever, is just to constantly release basically everything. As soon as you record something, as soon as it's finished, you just release it. I think lots of bands do that now online because essentially you can, and why not? Um, the reason that people didn't do that in the past was because you had to print stuff, like you had to print vinyls or you had to print CDs. You don't have to do that. You don't have to print things. You can just release it. Um, like the existence of the LP and the sort of the structure of it is literally just 'cause that's how much information you could get on a vinyl on two different sides. So that was the length of the album. So nowadays, I think it's music's almost entirely consumed via streaming. So and downloads. So there's not really a limit to formats. You know, like you could put as an album of a million songs if you wanted to, or you could release just one song every year, or you do whatever you want. Like there's not really any limits to that. But still, at the top of it, the classic form of the album still holds true for me. Like I still want to make albums, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Like I think we're currently making the fifth album already. Got a few tunes down, but and that will probably be an album. But at the same time, I can maybe see in the future maybe not making albums and just releasing songs.
It's a pain
I,
in the ass making an album, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. Like, I mean, I like it as a form, but it does make it that you have to. I don't know. I
I
think
get
there's
into
a
the concept. I get into the concept too much, and then
yeah.
and then and then I'm the dictator of the democracy that is my band. But then it takes so long to get it all down that I end up chucking like this album that I'm hopefully going to drop in October. There's about 3 albums worth of stuff that's just been chucked in the bin. Like we've got songs like Dear Monday, Fetch Pitchfork. They can't be in the new album. It's fucking they're years old now. But you're saying that you're dropping it as it happens. So did you? Is that what you basically make a song and then drop it, or have you been record it all and then you just drip it out?
So with this stuff, it's been released more or less as the recording was finished, but not necessarily it's the actual song. So like some of the songs, most of the songs are new-ish, new or newish. And a couple of the songs are kind of older things that weren't finished, basically. So everything's new basically because everything was unfinished. But some of the stuff that it was originally based on is quite old for a couple of the songs. So like the last song on the album, which isn't released yet, it's called Dave Punk, which is actually one of the oldest Mickey Nine songs, which we actually used to play live, but like right at the start of it, like more than 10 years ago. But it was a bit of a kind of jam. It wasn't really a fully structured song. It was just a thing that we used to do, and then we just kind of ditched it. And then we kind of came back to it and thought it would be quite cool to try and do something with it. So the full version of it that is on the album right now is extremely different and new compared to what it originally was. But the sort of original idea is very old. So that's the case of some of the songs. Yeah, but I would say it's probably about maybe roughly 50-50 of songs which were old bits and bobs that we've kind of taken and made new and finished, and then some stuff that's just new as well. But it was just released as it was finished. So the first song we finished
Is this your
recording.
pop album? Is this your pop album?
Yeah. So this is just kind of like Mickey and I's doing pop, I guess you could call it that. It's more. It's definitely more poppy.
What kind of pop inspires you?
I like pop that has good songwriting and it's catchy and it's got a bit of intelligence to it.
Could you give me an example of a good pop song and an example of a bad pop song?
Well, I'm going to qualify this by saying something. I think you could probably argue that pop and punk have something in common, which is that they don't really exist in a sense. Like, so it's kind of like, oh, what's punk? What punk music? Oh, well, it's like the Sex Pistols. Oh, no, or no, it's Blink 182, and then people would say, oh no, Blink 182 don't count because they're kind of pop. So if it's pop, then it can't be punk. And then someone would say, oh no, it's actually the Stooges. They're punk. Nothing else is punk except for the Stooges. Only the band that ever was punk was the Stooges. And then somebody said, oh, but hip hop's really punk, isn't it? Because hip hop's punk. And then it's like, it's not punk because it's not got rock guitars. So, do you know what I mean? How do you actually define punk? I think pop's a bit like that. And it's like, do you know what? Everything that's not classical music or jazz is kind of pop music. You know what I mean? It's popular music. So, how do you define pop? It's a bit of a funny thing. I would say there's like cheesy pop, there's like commercial pop, there's kind of like, you know, what do you call it? Like Simon Cowell manufactured pop, stuff like that. But the Beatles are pop music, basically. So it's a bit of a funny one to define it. It depends on what you kind of mean by it. I would say if I'm talking about pop for this album, it's because it's got catchy melodies and it's got quite a poppy sensibility in the sense that the sounds are very bright and clear. It's very kind of tightly structured, and it's quite like sort of unrelenting and fast. It doesn't like there's no real jazz. There's one wee bit. There's a couple of wee bits in the latter half of the album that have a bit more of a kind of instrumentally parts that are a bit more like jams and things like that. But not really, but a wee bit.
Post-evil disco funk. Is that what
it's
called?
So that's kind of like, I would say like that's probably, is it post-evil? Is it post disco evil funk? I think it's called. So yeah, like that's definitely suits them.
Who came up with that?
I think it was Ant.
It's quite hard to get a tag because people say, "What's your music like?" And I have to say baffling Ned Punk because Evening Times called us that, and I think the guy was taking the piss. But I'm like, that's actually quite a good way to describe what I do. Baffling. I like the idea. I mean, I ended up wearing a trackie and wrote, "I'm baffling Ned Punk." I wrote in the back of it and all that. I just like the idea of someone being baffled.
Yep.
So I've never found a better tagline. So when did post-disco evil funk come about and who did that?
I think Ants came up with it. I can't think. I think it's a very good description of especially the modern Kunst album, which is the third album, which is very kind of evil in general. It's kind of dark, and it's very punk as well.
Yeah, because it's funk gives off the. I mean, I love funky music, but it doesn't really justify what you do. You know, I would say, you know, Davey on the bass, man, he's a funk soul brother, and but you can't call you a funk. So it's good to have the word evil in there. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Rock is saying you've got to play Shark. Are you going to play Shark in the Water at the gig?
Yeah, I think it's already been announced on the playlist. Shark in the Water.
Epi Mew says, even hello Epi Mew. Stuart says, might have been late. I was running. Yeah, I think it was me. It was late. I've had a long day. We've got hey gang, hello Ali Grant. Good to see you, Ali. Impossibility lifts me every time. Love that song. I actually have that lined up. We're going to play that in a little second because I think for people that maybe don't know Mickey Nines, I'm sure most of you actually do, but just to talk about, it's a good example of a pop song. And there's nothing wrong with pop music, good pop, but the radio pop, see the stuff, like, I've luckily I've not had to sign on or work in a call centre for about 10 years now. I'm very lucky, I'm blessed to not have to do that. But there was one time that I fucked up and I put on a thing and I lost a lot of money. So I had to go back to the call centre. I had to go back to an environment. They had Clyde 2 in the background. And it was right about the time as Robin Thicke song, was it? I know you want it, you know that. Mm-hmm. And it was on 10 times a day, every day for the 2 weeks I worked there. I was late all the time, and a guy bet me that I couldn't be on time 3 days in a row, 300 quid. And then because I was actually on time 3 days in a row, I got the 300 quid plus my wage and I could fuck off and never go back again. But that Robin Thicke song freaked me out, man. It freaked me out because it was like a woman at the photocopier. Like, they were all dancing, like shuffling their papers. I felt like I was in a fucking horror film. It was like, how could, like, I don't care how good Any band is. I don't want to listen to a song on the hour every hour. It freaked me out, and people seem to enjoy it. And then I went out for a drink with them, and the song came on, and I got excited. It's like it was brainwashed into enjoying the song that I'd been spending 2 weeks terrified of. That's not even a bad example of the worst pop song. What I only ever hear Clyde now. Luckily, because of the internet, because we've got phones, we've got computers now. We don't have to listen to that kind of radio. But you get in taxis sometimes, and Clyde's on. Clyde 2, whatever the fuck it is. Radio 1, and it's that auto-tune, fucking soulless shite. What is that? That's no pop music. Pop is short for popular. Madonna makes pop.
That stuff is popular though.
Indie's short for independent. I'm just dropping some wisdom to the people out there. You might not know that pop is short for popular. So, but what do you call that radio? Shite radio music. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think if we talk what's pop, I guess it's like there's this big spectrum. I think it just depends on like, is it bloody good music or not? That's really the only thing I care about. Like some stuff that's pop, I kind of appreciate is quite good, but it's not my thing because it's way too saccharine or it's just a bit too empty and stupid. But actually, okay, fair enough, it's quite a good song. But I guess like I do have a soft spot for some like proper 80s cheese. Just because the actual songwriting is brilliant, it's catchy, it's fun to sing along. But I don't think I definitely don't have any time for stuff that's like sort of made by a computer or by committee, and it's just sort of like produced to within an inch of its life. There's no soul. I think that's the kind of stuff you do hear on the radio quite a lot, and also like I did with pop on Spotify these days, like or other streaming services. There's so much stuff that's like the top 10 acts in the world that I genuinely have never heard of any of them. But
I've never heard a Justin Bieber song in my life.
I've never
actually heard a Justin Bieber song.
I probably have heard one. I genuinely couldn't tell you the name of one, but I probably have heard it. But I would.
You mentioned artificial intelligence there. Are the robots stealing our jobs?
They're about to, aye. Definitely.
Took our jobs, who did? The robots. We're enslaved to technology that makes us worse off. Robots are robust, workers that don't take much days off. Big shots, hit the jackpot and the purchase mugged us off. They took our jobs, who did? The robots. Exhausted lies about utopia that can't be on top. Promised dishwashers before they stole our critical thought. Computers get better job offers, the pros are less than right.
This is a segment called Are the robots stealing our jobs? What do you think? Have you been keeping up to date with the dissing between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and then Drake's Tupac's voice? So I think he rapped the lyrics. I might be wrong on that, but I think he rapped the lyrics, and then AI turned it into Tupac's voice and Snoop Dogg's voice. Where they're basically saying, "Oh, we're the West Coast, Kendrick. You're letting us down. You need to respond." Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I just think of Drake as just shite pop music.
Drake is shite pop music. You're completely right. But
it might be good.
No, it is shite pop music. You're completely right. However, the diss track he did was really good.
Okay, fair play.
He did a good diss track. So like, he can rap, but he's into jumping on the bandwagon and selling records. That's what that guy's about. So he makes shite pop music. His diss was really good. I thought it was good for him. I thought it was good. And
Kendrick. Maybe got ChatGPT to write it for him.
Oh no, he's got ghostwriters, definitely ghostwriters. No doubt about that. But yeah, I say fair play. It's still good though. I mean, like, isn't it? I mean, I think you lose a lot of value, especially in hip hop. I don't think it really bothers me as much as in other genres. If someone writes a song for someone, you know, I've wrote songs for people before, and or someone does a cover version. You know what I mean? You don't really get hip hop cover versions, really. That's mad, isn't it? You don't really get I'm going to hit them up to get the crowd going. Obviously, I suppose in hip hop you get the beat will come and then you rap out your own stuff over it. But it's a very, I mean, hip hop's all about your being authentic self, I suppose, in my opinion. But yeah, you can fucking hip hop cover versions. Sorry, are the robots stealing the job? I went off on one there. What are you worried that AI's? We're just going to live in a world where AI is just making all the music. Because the record was don't need to pay the AIs, guys.
Well, I'm not really worried about it with music. There's definitely lots of things to worry about. I think there could be lots of things that could be good, but at the same time, I think if your job is in graphic design for making adverts, or if it's like in writing little jingles or little samples that people want to use for things, then musically, then you're out. Like that's going to be gone. I think there will be music probably made for the pop charts that is made by AI, and it's a pretty good chance some of it will be like amazing. I think as well, but who knows? But I definitely don't think that that people like the artists, songwriters, and live bands will be replaced, because even if AI got good at that, it still wouldn't take away from actually like the human experience. And like also with live music as well, that's not going to die. So you're safe with live music. But
is it? Are we safe with live music? Like, is it getting a wee bit worried?
Well, there will always be a demand for that. People will always enjoy going to see somebody playing.
But the cost of living crisis, man. The amount of gigs tours that are getting cancelled, festivals getting cancelled, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely very bad at the moment. It could continue to be like that. It could get worse, but at the same time, nothing lasts forever. People were skint in the 70s too, and there was gigs. So I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that. It definitely seems pretty bad and bleak at the moment. But
well, I mean, you can't be doing music for the money. You can't be in the game.
Yeah, we don't make money anyway. So
yeah, you don't. And
maybe we should stop charging.
And you're a successful band, but it's not profitable to be true to yourself. The human experience, like you said, like actually doing something interesting. Why is the good stuff that doesn't make money? I don't understand why that is. Why is that not happening? Hold on, I want to read some comments because there's loads of comments going in. I'm just trying to keep up. This is the Bold Herald. Is that a Herald? You've got a back chance what you're going to do. Is that a Herald for there used to be an Annie Stevenson? I think it is. Hello, Doug and Mark.
Herald made a couple of our videos. He made Soundhouse.
Yeah.
And Ammunition.
Well, Herald, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the same Herald that was in a great band called Annie Stevenson, who just disappeared. I loved them. They were a great band. Right. Funny enough, read about the Soundhouse days. In fact, I think one of the band members joined. So we did John Hayes, who didn't turn up for gig. We couldn't get hold of him for 3 days. So I got a backup guitarist. And then my backup guitarist also wasn't answering his phone. So we ended up with 3 guitarists at the Soundhouse, and one of them was actually in the band Annie Stevenson. I think that was the same one as I was wearing a trackie with Baffling Ned Punk in the back of it. Epi Mew saying, I like Mickey Knight's Moments Go. To me, it has a sound like a cross between Orange Crush, Hot Chippish, great sounding track. Thanks. Would you are those things that you like, Orange Crush? And I've actually not, to my shame, I've not actually listened to a lot of Orange Crush, but I have liked what I have heard. Hot Chip, I've obviously very aware of them. What is that? That is quite a good mix of that. Does kind of sort of explain what it is you do.
That's quite a good mix. Hot Chip is one of my favourite bands. I've seen them umpteen times, and I've just always loved them since the first album, and just love them. I think everything they do.
You're stealing their ideas.
100%. Like,
what was the song? What was the song that you did? What was the last single? Hold on, I'm going to try and find it.
Daedalus.
What was the song? Right, because obviously I put a post up yesterday saying I'm going to expose Mickey Knight's for stealing my ideas. Obviously, I was just having a wee bit of a laugh with that. But what's it called? What's it called?
Daedalus. Daedalus.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's ancient Greek. You won't understand.
Yeah, well, I know. I googled it. I was like, Dougie's it's probably something really clever. It's either a pun that I don't get, or it's a Greek philosopher or some shit. So obviously, I'm always interested in your concepts. So I was like, right, okay, can I actually bring that? Yeah, I can. So I'm going to ask the audience here if they hear any similarities here. So this is okay. So
no, you're thinking headlights. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Headlights you're talking about.
Or
I
after the
think
headlights.
is this the one that you've got a wrap up of it? Yeah,
Let's see.
headlights.
Okay, this one.
Drive me in frozen air.
Okay, listen to this, guys.
Drive me on the bypass in winter. Drive through an avalanche. Drive me over.
I hope everyone's paying attention because there's going to be a pop quiz after this. There's going to be a pop quiz to see. You're listening for similarities between two songs, and then you can decide is Dougie stealing my ideas.
Bridges and dark rivers. Towers of shining glass. Towers go up as we go down. Hand holds onto the wheel. Hand holds a rollie out the window. Oh, whoa.
Okay. I'm going to play an actual Mickey Nines video in a wee minute, but because it's not got a video, so that's why we're stopping it. But okay, so if you listen to that, right? So everyone remember that song? Remember the glockenspiel, all that stuff, and then see if you see if there's any similarities to what I'm about to play you here. See if you see any similarities, and then you can decide if Dougie's been stealing my ideas. Let's just check it out. Okay, so Ant sent me it. I managed to get it. Gratian. I'm trying to get the hold of this track for ages. So basically, I'll explain the story later on. But does this sound familiar?
The fearless now, with the hunted look they took. Too much for granted, took too long, took advantage of too much on. What they seen was all wrong, and it's all been bought off and sold on off by a bygone. Bygone, by golly, can't buy more time, can barely tie a shoelace. Don't see me like this, the shameful disgrace that I vacate. Today wheelchair bound in the lonely part of town. I'm not free to leave, sometimes I dream that we drown. I'm a head case, at least I know my place. At least I thought I did. Yet there's another new face asking for my postcode. They know I don't know, but I know it's a trick question. And they know that I know that I reside in fractured timeline that borders shame with guilt. I killed myself for nothing, this is all about. Don't look at me, just remember how it used to be. I'd rather not be here, I'd rather not be me. In the world of to be, with no room to be. I can't remember the passcode, can't remember how to breathe. No one understands me here apart from Audrey from World 3. Seen her wink at me.
Just wait for the chorus, then I'll skip it.
You flew by in the blink of an hour. What waters for you promise? You flew by in the blink of an hour.
Okay, you get the idea.
That's funny. I hadn't heard the chorus. It's funny because I hadn't heard the chorus. How we both had the same following the
similarities. Does anyone hear the similarities? Sorry, continue. Sorry, it was just yeah.
So for our listeners, I just want to clarify that.
Sounds like you're stealing my ideas. I'll put a wee poll on
That's Mark stealing our ideas before we even put them out.
But I did that 4 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. So remember, I said some of the songs are quite old, like that are like old stuff that we've kind of revamped. So that Headlights song.
So how can I do a song 4 years ago?
Very old, basically, and then we.
How can I steal your ideas from 4 years ago if I did it 4 years ago? Glockenspiel the lot.
Because basically, Ants made that song, but it was only a backing track, and then he kind of made that into a song as well. And then you asked if you could have the backing track so you could rap over it, and then I said to Ants, "Can I take the song and write it into a Mickey Nines tune?" Basically, it's a kind of combination of things.
Well, it's my fault for not getting back to him after 4 years. We kind of had a brick wall with it. I don't think Ants was keen on it. I think he was like, it's not doing it, and So we just left it. I think it was probably, I'm guessing, because Ants recorded the Affection Pitchfork, so I'm assuming it was around about that time, probably about 2018, 2019 or something. And then I did the tune, and I liked it, and then I just forgot about it. We just didn't finish it. Yeah. And then I was in Mexico, and I just was like, because obviously the album's starting to come together now, let's see the track listing. And I was like, do you know what, this actually fits in with that would actually be a really good album track. I was like, you've got that song, I've got ideas, I know how to finish it now. And he's like, sorry man, it's our next single, it's out next week.
That's weird timing.
I was like it's funny that I messaged him literally the week before it was released. But, and I was like, see the funny thing is like the chorus, I actually like the chorus, but it just doesn't suit my voice at all. It was like, youth flew by in the blink of an eye. But I actually messaged when I was wasted after hanging about with Gordy and Bam for Jackass. I sent. By the way, I'm overstating the fact that I met Bam for Jackass. If he's not believe me, I'll bring up the photo. I mean, it was just in block. We just had a couple of drinks. It wasn't like I wasn't like proper. But he cancelled his whole entire tour. But he seems to be just touring anyway, but just not doing the shows. I think, I don't know. But there we go. I've got the picture to prove it. But yeah, he was. Sorry, hold on. I'm really bad at doing two things at once. So I basically I came home and I was like, listen, I was playing Gordy got locked at his flat, ended up staying here, and I was playing we were just playing stuff like we're working on, like one of the ones like, here's a tune, check it out, that kind of thing. And I played that and I was like, I fucking love it. I messaged Creative Martyrs and I was like, I think they'd be good to see the two of them going, you flew by in the blink. But yeah, Ant says I can use the song if I want.
You still use it,
But I don't think I'm going to.
Then it'll come across as like Mickey, because when you'd rapped on it, it wasn't really a Mickey 9 song. It was just a song that Ants had started to put to like the back. He had made the instrumental, and then but so now it's actually a Mickey 9 song. So it would kind of look like you sampled a Mickey 9 song, but actually you didn't.
It looked like I was stealing your ideas. It would look like I was stealing your ideas, but actually you're stealing my ideas. No, I didn't stealing anyone's ideas. But actually, so you hadn't heard this. Did you ever hear my version?
No, never.
No.
But I had a vague idea that you'd.
That's me and Bam.
But...
Fuck's sake, I look much worse than Bam. It's a bad day. I'm looking fucking rough as fuck there. But Bam for Jackass. Yeah, nice. I think it's actually a good song, but what I've realised the problem is that there's no need for the second verse. The third verse is great. The first verse is decent. Probably goes on a bit too long. But it's like an 8-minute song or something that is like, it could be done in 3 minutes. But it was like when my dad was going to, he was wrongly diagnosed as having mental health issues when he actually had dementia. And they thought he was depressed. But he's always been depressed, you know what I mean? There's just, this is not right, and it's definitely something else going on. And then I just sort of I wrote a thing, and the idea is like, I'm not going to spoil it actually, because it will be on the album, because actually I listened to it and it's like, see because it's so long's passed, I can actually look at it from a total, as if it's a different band, a different person, like, I can judge it, I judge it like as if it's a different person that did it. Does that make sense? Like, do you ever listen to your old songs and go, good on the boy? But well, if something's new, it's quite, well, I don't know, I'm very self-critical, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Apart from you write a banger, sometimes you just know you've wrote a banger.
I think for me, it's like if you've written a banger, then you really like it for the first week, and then in the process of actually recording it and stuff, you're just being super critical of it, so you're in that mindset. And then after it's finished, I'm just good riddance. But then, maybe 20 years. I've never had 20 years yet, but I've had 20 years in between it. Then I would be like, that was actually quite good.
Good on the boy. I can't watch live footage. I've never watched one of my podcasts.
No,
I've never watched any. I could. I don't
mean. Apparently Bono watches every one of his live shows after he's finished.
So God, no man, I can't get getting worse. People try and show me videos after I've done it. I'm like, no, God, no. I like it. I think a year, at least 3 years before I want to watch myself live. Then I can go, Here, no bad. I've got better, a lot better since then. You know what I mean? I can justify it. Don't worry, that's not me now. I'm better now. You know, whatever I need to tell my ego to survive. But anyway, we're going to play a Mickey Nine song. Because I'm sure most people that are tuned in know. Hold on, let's just catch up. Daylight Robbery, mate. It says Petra. That's a great tune. Nice. I guess we have to the mashup remix. Yeah, that's maybe the way. We could do it as a double A side and sell it on cassettes. Cause a cassette. Maybe we could do a double A side cassette with both songs on it. But I think we're just basically going to actually rip off the idea and just gyros it up a bit. Probably that's what's going to happen. I think. I'm not getting involved in the voting. It's like choosing between your kids. So there's a poll on YouTube. Did Dougie steal my ideas? We'll go back to that poll in a wee second. Everything's done before, everything's done before, just in different orders. Just call it McGee 9. McGee 9. Who are you gonna call? McGee 999.
McGee 9.
Mark says already written a new riff for the Totally Not a Mickey 9 song in the same key. Let's go. There's a guitarist. There's another thing. You're not just stealing ideas. You steal my guitarist. I was in Mexico. I'm like, what? You stole my guitarist? and obviously he was playing with the Mickey Nines, and also I think you've got a new project. Do you want to tell us about the new project, or is that a secret?
So that's a secret, but I could tell you about it a wee bit. But basically,
go for it.
Basically, just written a lot of songs, and they're all in different, not all in different genres, but different kind of genres of sort of more folky singer-songwriter and pop punk, kind of indie pop punk, and sort of more like alt indie, something like that, alt indie soul, if that's a genre. And then so they're quite different genres. None of them would fit Mickey Nines ever. So although this is Mickey Nines at the most singer-songwritery, poppy in a way, it's probably the limit as far as we would want to take it. And then yeah, it's probably that's us done that now. So we're going to go back to like old school Mickey Nines, or just like more beast and riffs or something like that. So I'm in the meantime like going to keep on doing Mickey Nines just as normal, but sort of been jamming with a few guys and basically working out some new tunes. Basically, it's been really fun. It's all very early
as well. Mima Mero, you still a keyboard player.
Yeah,
one of our keyboard players.
Mima Mero, she's amazing.
How good is Mima Mero, by the way?
Yeah, she's fantastic. Her soul stuff's amazing, and she's also a great, just like keyboard player. She's great in the band. I'll just say something briefly about it, I guess. But it's so far been so good, basically, and I've had to turn back to face more Mickey Nines just now because of the festival season coming up. But maybe after the summer, we'll get back onto the sort of solo project, I promise, because it's not just me at the moment. But basically, I got so lucky because basically tried to throw a band together, and every single person played. Like I only had like 4 people like kind of say that they would be up for it, and every one of them played a different instruments. We had a bassist, a drummer, guitar player, and a keyboard player, and everybody's kind of got their own unique set of skills, and everybody's really nice, and it's kind of like formed a super group just by accident. So it's pure good, basically. So I'm really chuffed about it. I just hope that we can keep it going after summer. I'm going to try and make a bunch of albums. I've got like 60 songs, so we're going to try and make like at least 3 albums next year, and then also another Mickey Nines album, so 4 albums. So I'll be like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard level of output. Make more albums in 1 year than you've ever made, Mark.
Here, can I just clarify? It takes a while for a Gyro Babies album. Do you know how difficult it is having 74 band members and getting them all to agree on something? Let's not look at the fact that Jackal Trade has dropped about 4 albums in that time.
Okay, fair play, Jackal Trade. Consistently good as well, Jackal Trade.
There's a Jackal Trade album just sitting. I've always got a Jackal Trade album just sitting there.
So that's just words. Anyone could write words.
I know, fucking it's easy, isn't it? It's just like you just literally just write down words.
With the words.
Understand it and make them rhyme.
Record it.
Easy. Easy, man. Easy, and everyone just gives you a beat and you just fucking write to the words. It's Jackal Trade. It's good. It's good. It's fun. Also, I don't feel as much pressure with Jackal Trains as well. It's like I feel like Who Took Utopia, lots of people like it was. People liked that album, and I feel like I want that this album is going to probably be the last Gyro Babies album potentially, and I want it to be because I feel like I'm just at that perfect level of a grumpy angry man, and I started off as a young angry man with no future, no consequences. And I feel like I was speaking from the scheme. I was speaking from a place of poverty. I felt like I had no opportunities. I didn't, and I feel like right now I'm very lucky. I mean, I'm still skinning and technically unemployed, but I feel like I've got I've worked really hard, but I've got like the fact that I've got people supporting the Patreon here. By the way, support the Patreon or Jackie who just said it was a YouTube member. It's not enough to live off of, obviously, but I feel like. I feel like I'm very lucky now. I think I'm older and I'm lucky, and I feel like I can do a really grumpy old guy album that's still punk as fuck. And the next single is my favourite song. I love it, and I'm just excited about this album. I'm really excited, but it might be the last album just because I think. But I'm never going to stop. I just want to maybe do a new band after this thing because it just feels like. I think Steve Mason, was it someone, I don't know who said it, was like, it's good to have an ending. And I feel like, I'm fucking exhausted, man. See, just, I don't know how you have kept, I mean, just to clarify, the Mickey Nines, you have been in a band together for how long?
So, as the current four of it, like we've been pals since high school, even primary school. The current lineup probably since we were 19 or 20, but was in a band called the Mickey Nines when I was 17, I think. So yeah, a long time.
20, you're only 21, so that's 4 years. That's good going.
Exactly. So yeah, 15 years, something like more.
And apart from, I mean, it's obviously Mark, who we're talking about earlier on, like Gyro's guitarist, he dipped in bass, was it right? He replaced Dave for a couple of gigs. But that's the first time I've ever seen. Am I right in saying is that the first dip? Is that the first time that you've had to do that?
No. There was a couple of very odd occasions, like very specific times. Where was it? I'm trying to remember now. I think our friend Felix played bass on one gig. I think that was because it was supporting the Sugar Hill Gang, and we just couldn't turn it down, but Dave couldn't do it. And so Felix really brilliantly managed to step in there. And then
the fucking Sugar Hill Gang.
Yep. And then his brother randomly that's a very weird coincidence, actually. His brother.
Sorry. So did you just say you supported the Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah.
The name drop.
You call that radio?
Pretty fucking good name drop, mate.
That's pretty good, yeah. Well, if we're going to name drop, then I'll name it. We hung out backstage with them as well and Drunk Bucky. It was class.
Amazing.
And they were all very nice. Although they didn't have any money. That's why they were playing with us. So although they're like one of the most famous rap groups of all time, yeah, they had no money.
Originators, the OGs.
Yep.
So but basically, there's been a couple of gigs where you've maybe had a different band member. So imagine, so it seems like that sounds like quite a good thing. Somebody said once, you have more band members in the Fall, you cunt, or something, and I was like, let's count it up. So the Fall had 47 band members in 40 years, and we counted everyone up. Obviously, some of them were just people that maybe played bass once or whatever. And we're way over 50, 55, 60.
Really?
I counted it during lockdown. I think we're up about 60. And I think we've probably had a few more since then. And it's wild. It's exhausting. You just got to teach people the new songs again. And it's just a lot, man. Is it always that difficult? Is my band cussed? Or are you just a jammy bastard that you've got 4 of your pals that just play the like it?
I think we're very unusual. Very, 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 very unusual. Because who else do you know that's in It's got the same setup where it's like the same guys since high school. High school since high school.
Well,
You know what I
actually,
mean?
I did interview James, the guitarist, Saul from James on Friday.
The
He celebrated. He got their first ever #1 album. There's my name drop. There's a shout outs to Soapy who's tuned in as well. He set it up, but it was like they were celebrating their first ever #1 album. They've had 10 top 10 albums. They got the #1 album, and they've been doing it since 1982. Maybe Soapy could give us a bit of trivia. As a James superfan, did they change band members? I'm sure they must have. They must have changed band. Must have done. Is it just Saul and Tim? I love James as a band, but I'm not aware of the entire.
That would be an interesting question. Would be like, what band that's still going now has had the same lineup that is the oldest, like the longest running, but also they never changed it. So like they didn't have a wee couple of years where they had a different guy or something like that. It's just always been the same 4
Do you know
people.
what this sounds like? This sounds like a competition.
Probably.
Kevin, leave a comment. 2 free tickets to the Mickey Nines at St Luke's next week. That's the question. Give me the band who have stayed together the longest without changing any band members. It's
Literally
gotta be
never. So that's never. Not even like they had one guy for a bit or whatever. Never.
So you can't.
The
You can't,
Beatles
see
didn't count.
you can't see the Rolling Stones. You can't see the Rolling
Yeah,
Stones.
Rolling Stones because when Brian Jones
You can't do
died.
that. You've got to find a band that's never changed, and then it's going to be quite hard to fact check this because obviously bands tend to.
Maybe it's got to be. It's never changed since they released their first album.
Okay.
It's something that's going to be impossible.
Yeah, because obviously, people are finding their feet, and we wouldn't know. You can't fact check the fact. So, like, the guy's just in a party singing with a guy. You know what I mean? This was kind of going to. Comments. Looking forward to hearing the new tunes. Lock, Stock debut. I don't know. Are you playing Lock, Stock?
We've played it a few times, but we're not playing it this year.
Or is he talking to me?
Great
Maybe he's
venue.
talking to me. Maybe he's talking to me.
Great venue, great festival, I should say.
Shouts to Mugstock. You're playing Mugstock Festival.
Yep.
And the choral's just been added to the bill. I'm well chuffed with that one.
I think they're on before us. I think we're on stage after the choral, so they're supporting us.
Yeah, but I think it is that way. The choral's supporting.
They've been like when I was 14 or whatever age, they were one of my favorite bands. So I was a massive fan of Magic and Medicine. Obviously, Dreaming of You. It's one of the greatest pop songs ever written. So
and Pass It On.
An example.
Pass It On makes me feel some type of way. Pass It On's like a Johnny Cash hut. I don't know. It's got a wee pull. Same as James' song. They've got Getting Away With It All Messed Up. So some songs that make you feel something. The hair, the back of the neck.
Yep. So
I'm going to play it.
Brilliant.
I'm going to play Mugstock. Go and get your Mugstock tickets. Support the festival scene. It's a fucking banging lineup. There's more to be announced soon. I'm going to play a wee Mickey Nines tune now, just in case there's people tuned in here that aren't either that don't know Mickey Nines or maybe they've not heard any of the new stuff. There's an album launch next Saturday. Is it next Saturday? Is that right?
A week on Saturday, yeah.
A week on Saturday, and it's at St Luke's, which is it's the right venue. It's the right size of venue, I think, for what you want to do for an album launch. And tickets are still available, but you better get your tickets early. Don't wait till the last minute because Mickey Nines will probably sell it out if you wait till the last minute. So I'll put a wee link in the comments so that you can buy your Mickey Nines tickets, and we'll listen to Impossibility. And Martin Lindy back on the video.
When every day just feels the same. And on. You feel it happen, feel it happen again. And on. You're stressed, depressed, you can't relax, and all the while you're losing track of all the wonder that once housed your soul. Open your arms out to impossibility. When on the road, cars stretch forever. And on. You think you're dreaming, think you're dreaming the river. And on. Drunk, you fall, you hit the floor. The world spins round, then nothing more. The gutter calls, the star falls from the sky. You're on the brink of breaking down. You're on the brink of breaking down. Open your arms out to impossibility. Feels like I'm on the brink of breaking down. You know you're not alone now. Feels like I'm all tuned into monotone. You know you're not alone now. Feels like I am Prometheus bound. You know you're not alone now. Feels like I'm living on the coast of this ghost town. You know you're not alone now. I wanna lie on Sisyphus' stone. You know you're not alone now. I wanna lie in the myth of my old home. You know you're not alone now. I wanna lie in the depths of the burial ground. You know you're not alone now. I wanna lie in the mystery of sound. You know you're not alone now. I wanna bask in the mystery of sound. You know you're not alone now. I wanna breathe in the mystery of sound. You know you're not alone now. I wanna play with the mystery of sound. You know you're not alone now. I wanna live with the mystery of sound. You know you're not alone now. Open your arms out to impossibility. What was that? What was that? What was that?
This is a democracy. When you call that radio, 3, 2, 1. That is Mickey Nine's Impossibility. Fucking tune. Love it. Love it, man. Actually, there was a quite a good moment because it was actually, I think it was John McKinley, the legendary John McKinley, of an absolute class guy that videos a lot of the music scene in Glasgow. And I remember he commented saying, "That's no for me, pal. No for me, that song." He was a commenting saying, "Nah, no for me, man." And then I was about to go on stage with you guys at SWG3 to do Rang With Me. So I'm standing at the front bit and he's videoing you and Impossibility plays, and I gave him a wee can of Red Stripe. I was just having a wee can of Red Stripe with him as he was filming. I went, "Is that the song that I said was shite?" And I went, "Aye." He went, "It's amazing." I was right. I got that one wrong. So it's the John McKinley legend. But yeah, I suppose it is a different album, so you people aren't expecting. Have you caught people by surprise?
Definitely, I think so. I don't know, but I would hope so. I kind of feel it's like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm always worried about talking about stuff like this because I end up sounding dead pretentious. So basically, it's just
get a wee bit pretentious. Is that right? A bit of pretentiousness. Your best. Overdo it. Ham up your pretentiousness. That's how you get away with it.
I'll put it in simple terms. Then maybe like I think it's basically in some ways almost the exact opposite of modern Kunst. So it's extremely like bright and colorful and like and melodic and all that. Whereas and sort of the lyrics, there's different things going on in the lyrics, but there's optimism and stuff like that as well, and love and all that, as well as some mental health
And
things and
Icarus is da.
yeah, and Icarus is there.
Why did they call it Icarus is
First
da?
album's sorry, the previous album, Modern Kunst, is like much more just gritty and dark and raw, and the lyrics are all about kind of dark side of the self and stuff like that. So one's kind of like the dark side, another one sounds the bright side, I guess. So yeah, but it wasn't. That wasn't like a deliberate thing or whatever. Just I guess I've noticed that, but it's also just Mickey and I's have done poppy songs before, but they've always been like maybe one or two per album, whereas this is really just an album of songs like that. So it's just us kind of going full throttle in that direction, and then, but I'm already kind of halfway through the new album with the guys, so that's kind of what I've been thinking about as well, and like that's kind of back to sort of 2.5 minute long, kind of punchy, raw, evil disco bass lines again. So it's kind of like coming up again, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. I'm very proud of this album. I'm very proud. It's because I don't know. It's just like the music they wanted to make at that time, and so that's what we made. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with it and chuffed. And I think it really works as a full album. So we've just released the singles at the moment. There's still 2 songs going to come out on the actual album itself when it comes out next week. And yeah, I think it works as a whole as well. So again, I like it. I like the thing that's like a completed project. It is its own thing. It sort of stands alone. And I think
Yeah, I like that. I look forward to hearing that.
there's a kind of Mickey Nice band that like pure loves the song Raw or Teeth, and like that's their thing. They might a song like Impossibility just might not be to their taste, and that's fine. They might not like that song. But I'd say that that's just the way it is. But I think a lot of people are very open with their music tastes, and people, especially nowadays, just kind of like they're just like anything as long as it's good. They'll hopefully like it. Basically, that's what I'm thinking.
Remember, you used to have to pay £15 for a CD and listen to it 100 times until you pretended you liked it, and then so you just pick a genre, and you'd either be into your hardcore dance music, you'd be into your indie rock, you'd be a punk.
Yep.
You had to pick a side. You had to pick a genre, because if you're spending 15 quid, you just went, well, I like that kind of thing. But obviously now it's all computers these days, isn't it? So it's like you can just listen to a bit and a bit. I agree as well. That's why it's
I think the younger generation are like that. I think probably my generation was the last generation to actually buy CDs, and even then it was kind of burning CDs, and LimeWire came in and all that, Napster and stuff. Yeah, I think at school there was still kind of moshers and different groups, and you kind of get to find themselves by their music. But I don't think there's a wee bit of that maybe nowadays. I don't really know necessarily, but I definitely think that's kind of died. And also, I think kids these days are much more aware of older music as well.
Yeah, well, when I've done a wee bit of community work stuff like songwriting, or like once or twice like did a lecture or whatever at colleges, and it's quite interesting that all the young people love Arctic Monkeys, Oasis.
Yeah,
and it's like there's just certain bands that they're just so big and important. Yeah. But you want I just came up with a hot take before I forget it. Because I've never said this before. I've never said this sentence before, but I have a theory. The day it all changed, and the reason that people stopped picking a side, was Eminem at Glasgow Green playing with Marilyn Manson and Slipknot. You had your Neds and your Goths. I was a Ned, but with Neds and Goths came together, and for example, it was like I loved watching Slipknot and all the Goths going crazy, and like it just for me it was like, oh wow, that's cool. Still don't listen to Slipknot in the house. Yeah. But it was like I think that was the day. So it reverberated around the entire world. That one.
There's something that was definitely a lot in Eminem and like as you say, Marilyn Manson, even Blunt Biscuit and all that, and that kind of there's a lot of crossover between rock and rap. And then there was a lot of that was really the time where like all the boundaries started to get blurred. Actually, really, I mean, I guess it happened before. Obviously, there was Aerosmith and Run DMC and stuff, but yeah.
Speaking of Blur, John McMustard has joined the competition.
Speaking of Blur,
saying that Blur is the oldest band that's not changed band members.
good shout.
Right, guys, the competition to win Mickey 9th.
They're not still a band.
They're a band. They literally just played Coachella last
I
week.
thought they broke up. I bet you're right. Yeah, they played Coachella.
Wait, have you not seen it, man? It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he got annoyed, didn't he?
Aye. Will I play it? Let's
Do
see.
you know that Gorillaz are like 5 times bigger than Blur?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting, eh?
Let's see if I can play this. Hopefully I don't get demonetized. Well, it's not. I don't care about getting demonetized. Hopefully it's not a copyright issue. But it's... hopefully this is it with their Blurs. So you're getting angry for them.
The iconic Britpop band played at
Oh no, come on. Oh, here we go.
Harvey
Oh, is
Desert,
it?
where
No.
Coachella is held. Lead singer Damon could be musician try to get
no.
everyone to sing. The toe curling moment
You
was
want to see him? You want to see him?
I know. I hate those kind of videos where they sort of clickbait you.
Aye, that's what I do, mate. That's my job. Blur Coachella fans. Oh,
It might be copyrighted stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? But I think Blur have maybe they're.
It's not going to be there on the official Coachella page, is it? Maybe Twitter.
No, it's
would
not
be
gonna
better.
go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on.
We got one more. We've got one more, yeah? You can do it better than that.
120,000 people.
Well, we're not big in America. You probably don't know the song.
Second set.
If you think they were big in America, but they weren't.
You'll never see us again, so
You'll never see this again, so you might as well fucking sing it.
Fair play.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Me too.
I enjoyed
But
it.
the thing is, Blur were not famous in America. They weren't big in America.
I know.
So why did
But
you think they don't know the
I
song?
actually seen Damon Albarn in Mexico. He was playing with his what's it called again? But it's kind of like African music. It's kind of like
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff like that now.
world music. I think it comes under the name world music.
World
but
music.
It's like
Just like all the music from the world.
yeah, it's music from the world.
What's your favorite world music? The Beatles.
So Blur is a good shout though. It's a good shout. I think John's winning. What's his name? Is it else? Muse and U2, says Joe Buchanan.
You too. No, I'll be you too. That's a really. I'll be you too.
Joe is winning. Joe Buchanan is winning the competition.
Because that's like 77 or something they started.
Yeah, so like definitely a lot longer than Blur. So Joe Buchanan is winning this game, we think.
You too is a shout. For the first time ever, the right answer.
The Hollies says Colin Mustard.
Are the Hollies still? No, but he died, did he not?
I don't know. Google it.
Can't remember.
Well, someone else Google it. Someone else Google it. I'm doing a
John would
podcast.
know. He would know about that. 60s.
Damon, let's see. I read in '92 saw a crossover with Public Enemy and Frank Sidebottom fans. That
Probably anyway, we're quite a crossover with the metal music.
Danny, can you please give me more information? I don't understand that sentence. I love the sentence. I love it. I love the sentence, but it doesn't make any sense. Why is Frank Sidebottom and Public Enemy? Were they playing? Were they supporting them? Radiohead since 1985.
Really? I didn't realize it was that long.
Well, I mean, they didn't do Pablo Honey till '92, so
Yeah.
7 years. They seemed young when they released it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think that was like someone that's googled. I think Joe Buchanan has googled. We're never playing either again. We're never playing the United States of America again unless you go, The police I don't actually know enough about the Police to actually know anything about that. Is it the same band? I wouldn't know.
Okay, maybe it has to be that they've never split up.
Never split up.
I make it even harder because then I think U2 would definitely win.
But
So I don't think
bands,
they ever split up.
some bands don't split up. Some bands just stop playing.
I guess, yeah.
And then someone does a fucking daft TikTok video to them, and then they go, all right, well, there's money in the game again. Let's bring the band back. There's money here.
Yep.
The Alexander brothers, Buddy Holly was dead. The last time I looked, get Dan on. Yeah, Dan, feel free to come on and tell us about Frank Sidebottom and Public Enemy. I'm not very confused. I didn't Google U2 though, I guess. Well, Joe Buchanan is winning. This is your chance. Right now, Joe Buchanan is in the lead. I mean, I don't actually know. I mean, has U2 always had the same band members? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming.
I don't really know, but I feel like they have.
I feel like Joe Buchanan is the leader. I think that Joe is winning this competition for free tickets, 2 free tickets for the Mickey Nines next week at St Luke's, next Saturday, May the 4th. This is what the set list is looking like this so far. I know I've already showed it, but I actually had to go to the effort of uploading the pictures, so we can look at it one more time. This is it. It's a good lineup. That's good.
That's just half it. There's plenty more to come.
There's more to come every day. You can check the Mickey Nines Facebook page to see what songs have been added. So we're going to play another one. It's Moments Go, which somebody commented that they loved it. I forget who. Somebody did just comment saying that. Actually, I didn't even actually give you a chance. Normally, I ask you what impossibility. So tell us about the last song, what that was about, and then we'll switch to Moments Go, and you tell us about that song. I think that's the way we should do it.
Okay. So, Impossibility. What's that about?
Yeah. Well, I just love it. I think John McMustard commented as well that the line you're not alone, pal." It's just like I just don't know, something really just perfect about that wee bit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's basically about it's like if you're feeling like okay, let's just as simple as possible. If you're feeling depressed and your life's going shite, then you know you're not alone, and just fucking stick at it, stick in there, open your arms out to impossibility, and your pals and the things you love will get you through it. Like, and for me, that's music, so that's where it kind of ends on all the things, and then it goes in like the mystery of sound, and like for me, music is like the thing that helps me in that kind of situation. So it's kind of like a song about, I guess, depression / mental health, and then hope.
And you need a bit of hope. You need a bit of hope.
Some hope.
That's
Actually,
it,
funny. I've got a funny little anecdote about that, since that's a wee bit depressing.
That's it.
My mum, who
It's
doesn't.
not depression.
So my mum, right, who doesn't listen to the music ever, as far as I know, hates the band. She doesn't really like music. She's kind of
Your dad does though, didn't he?
My dad comes to gigs and all that.
He's a fan. Your dad's a fan.
Yeah, he's a fan, which is good. But my mum she just doesn't really like music. Like, she just honestly can't even. She doesn't like music, but she's been to the 3 gigs she went to are like 3 of the greatest gigs of all time. I can't remember what 2 of them were, but one of them was Queen at the Apollo in Glasgow in like 1973. Just like could have been a better gig ever. But she can't really remember it. So it's like I went to see the Queen.
It's interesting that you mentioned Queen, because I was literally about to. I've got a story, right? I've not really heard this many times, but I've heard it about 2 or 3 times in my life where someone goes, "I don't like music," right? So I was in a taxi years ago, and the taxi driver was like, I always say turn the radio on, like turn it on, even if it's it's great when you get some Bangra or something, like just something you're not used to hearing. But sometimes you just turn on Clyde. But I still rather there's shite pop music playing than the guy having this awkward silence, especially if you're talking to someone in the back. It's just a bit. I want music in the background, makes it less awkward. But there's this guy, the taxi driver says, "I don't like music, mate. I don't like music," and I was like, I had to question it, why that was. And the more we talked about it, he went, I seen there's a thing at the Pavilion, and it's the Queen musical. But it's a lot of shit. And I think what had happened is that I deduced from that is that he was a fan of Queen, and then Freddie Mercury came out as gay, although it seems quite obvious in hindsight to everybody. But I think maybe his pals slagged him, or he was maybe homophobia, or maybe he was in the closet. I don't know. But I was like, well, you should go if you like Queen, and it's every year. I mean, obviously he'd thought about it. It's every year they do a thing at the Pavilion. You should just go in. Do you know what he did this? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. So it's like, it's no way you don't like music. It's just like, I don't know. That's what it seemed like anyway.
That could be, I don't know. That could be like a great short story. This guy.
But you notice it. See if you get a working class man in their 60s, they'll say, "I loved Queen." Their early stuff. They always say their early stuff.
I mean,
I'm no gay. I like the early stuff.
I kind of like it that experience not only put him off Queen, it put him off all music.
All music. I don't like music, mate.
All music is gay.
I used to like music, then I found out it was gay.
That gay music.
I want to sit in silence, mate.
Bunch of gay boys singing.
So, Moments Go. Tell us about that song. We're going to play a tune. What's Moments Go?
Oh no, wait! I didn't finish telling the story about my mum.
All right, sorry.
An anecdote about somebody's mom. You got to finish it. What was it even? Oh yeah, so she heard Impossibility, and this is the first time she ever I feel like I shouldn't even say this, but first time she ever commented on a song that I'd written or whatever, and she was like, "Are you okay? Has I heard the new song? You know, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, that's nice, Mum, but I'm fine." She's like, "Oh, it's just a really sad song." And I was like, "It's about hope. It's about hope, goddammit." So I was like, you didn't listen to all the lyrics, you know, you just heard the first lyrics.
Some people can't hear lyrics, so some people don't listen to lyrics.
The start of the song is like, you know, when every day just feels the same, you know.
I'm really, I think
the second half of the song, the first half of the song is like he's sad, and the second half, he's got hope. And then she listened to it again. She's like, "Oh, I see what you mean." So it was all good.
I believe in hope. That's right. So when we were making Who Took Utopia, the last song we recorded was Escape Routine, which is the last song on the album, but we deliberately kept it to the end because I was playing it live for years and I was pretending to read from. I was pretending that I was finding it. I found this lyric book in the floor and I'm just going to read it for you. And I was actually looking at a blank sheet of paper, or like just not reading. I was freestyling. I was just trying things out. But I was pretending I was always finding a lyric book. Because I was just trying to, you know, I was just like working out what the song was and stuff. And then Robbie's like, he's like, that the first way that I was like, no, it needs to end with hope. The album's got to end with hope because this is quite intense. And Robbie was right against hope at the end. I was like, no, there needs to be hope. Like, you know, the last verse is actually quite hopeful. And I think I read it for, I don't think was it Tricky or was it Finlay? It was Finlay Quay, actually. Finlay Quay, who might be coming to the show soon, by the way. I actually had a video call with him recently. I think he might be coming to the show. But he said, I like to take people into the darkness and bring them back out, unlike my cousin Tricky. And then Tricky said, that's no my cousin. Tricky said, that's no my cousin. So I don't know exactly what the script there was. But, hope's good. Anyway, Moments Go. Tell us about Moments Go. Then we'll play a wee tune.
Okay. So what to say about Moments Go? I think the lyrics for me, they maybe they speak for themselves or whatever. I think in terms of a song, it's definitely inspired by Hot Chip, where what Hot Chip kind of love doing and they're brilliant at is like they hit you with quite a heavy dance beat, and then that kind of does a bunch of mad stuff, right? Basically, so you got your dance beat, it's going along. It's got, with them, it will all be synths doing stuff. So with us, it was guitars and a wee bit of synths, and you know, it will all be kind of awkward or whatever, but just at the end of the day, very danceable. And then it just kind of cut out, and then you'll get a very sing along chorus. It's very, very sort of poppy kind of harmonies, and about something very sort of sweet usually, although they do add a wee bit of darkness as well into the lyrics. But, you know, they have this kind of beautiful sing-along chorus and then it would go back into this kind of pure kind of riff. So that's basically what I was trying to do. I was just trying to rip off Hot Chip essentially. So you've got the start, it's just banging dance beat, cuts out to a big sing-along chorus, banging dance beat, big build up, and then big sing-along chorus at the end. So just basically attempt at trying to write a Hot Chip song is essentially that's what that song is. There's nothing else to it. In terms of inspiration, anyway, that's what we were trying to do. Well, that's what I was trying to do. The guys also wrote all their own parts and had their own ideas, but that's what I was thinking personally.
I forgot to shout out Martin Windybank for doing your last video for Impossibility. The legendary Martin Windybank.
100%.
I believe he's doing your album artwork.
Yep. So he made these two videos.
Today.
He made these two videos, and he made the artwork, and he's artistic master.
Yes, he's the gaffer. He's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius. It's incredible what we managed to
what's
get.
Great is he's actually starting to take his music. Like he's been on the show a few times, and I'm like, and what's your Bandcamp? He's like, no, I don't. Nobody go to my Bandcamp page because he's like, I don't go to it. It's shite. It's shite. You know what I mean? And he's not doing that in like an anti-promo kind of promo way. But he's like, I think he did a wee course. With a few folk I know, Becky Wallace I think was running a songwriting course thing, and there's actually quite a lot of people I knew doing that, and it's been great because basically he's been uploading the behind the scenes of him making a song, and he's dropped a song called Mother Nature, and it's good because he's like, I mean the thing I loved about Martin as well is that because obviously as a bit of a booker, promoter, people always are trying to blag festival slots and stuff like that. And I just knew Martin as a photographer for about 3 or 4 years until I seen him at a campfire one day, sounding like fucking Jeff Buckley on acid, and I was like, "This is fucking insane." He's kept this secret.
Yeah, totally.
So shouts to Martin Windybank.
Yeah, I've heard the song. He gave me a sneak preview of his song. It's really amazing. It's like I don't know how many songs he made, but I definitely heard one of them, and it was like a cinematic kind of orchestral thing, and then it becomes this sort of George Harrison style song. Pure brilliant. So yeah, some boy, and he did this video as well. Yep.
Okay, Martin Windybank on the video. Mickey 9's moments ago. Let us know in the comments what you think. This is probably your last chance to enter the competition to win free tickets. Who's the oldest band that's never split up? Let us know in the comments, and you could be going to Mickey 9's for free.
Can you make me feel? Can you make me feel like I used to feel like I'm still in love with you? Can you make me feel like I used to feel like I'm still in love with you? Moments go and the moment comes again. We were happy together. We will dance again. Moments go and the moment comes again. We were happy together. We will dance again. Can you make me feel like I used to feel like I'm still in love with you? Can you share the same life, your beauty dream like I'm still in love with you? With you. Moments go and the moment comes again. We were happy together. we will dance again. Moments go and the moment comes again. We were happy together. We will dance again. Let's make it last, make it last, make it last together. We can dance again. Let's make it last, make it last, make it last together. We can dance again.
Your call is very important. Please hold.
She called that radio. We're live with the Mickey Nines, Dougie Smith, and that was beautiful moments ago, man. That tell us about that, man. That's fucking cool. so what's
Yeah, that was Ross's idea, I think, and that was a good shout, basically. We wrote that one in, I think so. Let me think. We wrote Straight White Male, Moments Go, and Who Do You Love in the same night, and recorded quite a lot of it because we basically went to a wee cottage and just basically got pished and jammed. Wrote 3 songs on the same day, and I think that was maybe I think Straight White Male was probably the last one because it just feels like it must have been. So I think this one might have been the middle one, and yeah, it was just like experimenting, throwing things down, and I think Ross was like, "Moments go." We're like, yes, that's fucking good. And then we just like put lots of bass on that and shit, you know. So yeah, that was cool. And you could, I don't, if you listen to the song with that in mind, that it was made by drunk guys, just pure adding shit to it. It really, it just tells you that's what's going on because like literally it's just adding mad ideas.
Is there an effect on that?
Yeah, just basically loads of bass and a bit of like loads of distortion.
How can you do it? What's your best a cappella version of it? How low can you go?
Moments go and the moments come. I had to re-record it because it was recorded like not in our studio, so I actually had to do that. Moments go, and then luckily, even though I can't have a good enough voice to do that, we could use computer jiggery pokery to make it sound good.
Did you ever hear me sing with my vocal polyp? Remember I had the vocal polyp?
No, I remember you had the vocal thing.
Like,
I just assumed you were always singing.
Oh no, I had. It was gradual, so I didn't know.
Yeah, it was building up.
Basically, it was building up, so it was like I always had a deep voice. I remember, like you know, my voice broke when I was about 2. You know what I mean? So I was like, I always had quite a deep voice, but then it gradually just was getting worse. And at the time that I realised was audio soup, and I just went, no, I'm actually. Because people, it was a running joke on the Sunday at a festival. Oh, good night last night, Mark. Because I would lose my voice would go a bit weird, but. I was setting up the Bim Bap Soup roll tent that I used to run at Audio Soup, and I'd literally just set up the tent and had 2 cigarettes and a beer, and somebody went, "Good night last night, Mark," and I'm like, "Oh, that's no right," because obviously I thought it was because I was like smoking and drinking.
Yeah,
but I was like, I didn't actually date that time, and I went, so I ended up I had a vocal pop the size of a thumb. Or that bit, the thumb, the top half of the thumb, and moments go. I could have done it, no bother.
You could have done it, yeah.
And now I know what a vocal polyp sounds like. So sometimes I've actually told someone, "You've got a vocal polyp, by the way," and they'll like, "Fuck off." But they do. It's a very there's a rattle to it that I recognise. Colin Symes in the house. He says the rubber band, as in the rubber bands have been a bit forever. Never broke up. Or is he talking an actual band, or is he talking about the rubber band? I'm assuming he's making a joke, which is probably accurate. Maybe he is on a technicality
Technically, the
win
longest running band.
Yeah, I mean,
Rubber band.
he could win this in a technicality, but outrageous to take it off Joe Buchanan at this stage. If that was it, Sparks since 1971ish.
I knew Mark would know. He literally knows. I don't know if that's right, but he does know everything about all music, ever.
Mark's probably in the guest list anyway, so it's still Joe Buchanan.
Nah.
So, also, I feel like at this stage of the game, everyone's googling this stuff. So,
I mean, the thing about U2 is that I am pretty sure that they never changed members. I think it's literally the same guys, and I think that they wouldn't have ever got anyone in to replace them, even for a brief period, because that's what it feels like. I don't really listen to U2. I don't like U2, to be honest, but I just feel like that's the right answer. And I think it's probably 70-something that they started. I don't know. The first album was probably the 80s, but I think they did start in the 70s.
So we're going to just give it to Joe Buchanan. Congratulations, Joe Buchanan. You have won the ticket to Mickey Nines next week. Saturday, May the 4th. St. Luke's, Mickey Nines are dropping their amazing new album. Go to St. Luke's. I've put a link in the comments. Just Google Mickey Nines St. Luke's and buy your tickets now. Do it in advance because it will sell out on the night. So don't leave yourself don't miss out on this. I've been loving the new stuff, man. It's great to talk to you as always, man. I'm going to head off now because this is quite late for me.
Me too.
I'm turning into a pumpkin. But I'm going to finish with Rangu Me that we did Upside Down. And yeah, man, one last, any final thoughts?
Just hope people enjoy the new album. And it's coming out in a week on the 2nd of May. So it's like a week today. Playing in Aberdeen on the Friday night, 3rd of May at Krakatoa, and then Glasgow St. Luke's on the Saturday night, 4th of May. That's the album launch. Playing a few tunes from the new album, a few tunes from the old album, a few tunes from the new album. It's not even not out, obviously. Like the other one.
Did you know say the new album's like new metal?
The newest one.
The one that's not out yet, the one that's not coming out.
Probably new metal is a stretch. It's more like it's influenced by new metal, but it's probably more just like. Oh no, that's true. There is one tune that is pure buzz out new metal actually. So there is one song definitely like that. But I guess they're almost like classic Mickey Nines or something. Like it's like raw Rang With Me kind of style. Short. Like our basic rule is like trying to get it as close to 2 minutes as possible. It's like is the new album. The newest album, if that makes sense. But yeah,
stop promoting your next album. You've got an album out next week.
Exactly. So album next week. If you like Hot Chip, I think you'll like this album. It's basically that kind of thing. There's melodic sing-along stuff. Hopefully lyrics that might mean something to some people. Some sort of soul searching going on as well, but at the same time a wee bit of tongue in cheek and a bit of humor, as usual. So yeah, it's just, and it's if you like the Mickey Nine songs from like Planet or Superman from Galactic Radio, or maybe music from Modern Kunst, then and maybe Icarus from the first album, then I think you'll love the new album, which is called, I've not even said what it's called. It's called Impressive Snake. Impressive Snake.
Joe is saying, thanks, I'm off as a holiday on that day and I've been off sick after surgery, so that will cheer me up. Great.
Perfect, that's great.
We'll sort that out, Joe. I was feeling shitty at the bungalow, so it'll be good hearing you guys without a headache this time. Catherine says, is Aberdeen set list the same as St. Luke's countdown?
Yes.
Or yes, so you're not going to just keep doing this forever.
Because that means we can practice it before as well.
That makes sense. We've got these songs in the bag. Well done, Joe. Thanks, Martin Dougie. Cheers, Mark, for the great chat. Cheers. Night, folks. Yeah, we're going to finish with a wee song that sometimes I like to jump on stage and faceplant. Why did you make that up, that I faceplanted anyway? Why did you tell those lies?
Honestly, the thing I can't believe is that it's like there's no evidence, but it definitely happened.
Well, that's it. I mean, like these
I
days
think-
you can't get away with anything, man. You can't get away with anything. And the
I know that's
idea
the thing,
that I
is, like,
face planted, the idea that I face planted, and there's no evidence of that is ridiculous to me. So I just think you should stop telling those lies that I face planted. And you were the guy with the crutch. You know what I mean? You're walking with a crutch. So you know what I
true.
mean? Weigh it up. How
I
was it
didn't
like
get that.
anyway?
Well, when I had the crutch, I didn't fall over on stage. I just stayed upright on stage with a crutch.
Well, if I were to face plant, I would have bounced back up and just got on with it.
Well, you did. To be fair,
But I didn't face plant. You're telling
if you
lies.
did, which you did do, you
Stop-
did.
stop-
bounce
just-
back
I
up.
would just say, I just like to end of it. It's been great chatting, but just stop posting lies about me on the internet, saying I'm face planning. Fuck's sake, man. Absolutely. That was, go to see St. Luke's next Saturday. Mickey Nines. Check out the album on Spotify and all other ridiculously good shite platforms. And have you got a CD coming out, or are you just giving up on that?
Yeah, to be honest, we give up on it. Just
Actually, I
no
can
market for it.
I can get you anyone who's wants to sell CDs. I can get you a discount on that. Thomas Ray Master's doing me a wee deal. I forgot about that. But I think it's worth having the CDs, man, because people like I would buy your CD if I went to your album launch. I'd buy your CD, even though I would never use it, but I'd buy it out of respect for a DIY band. You know, what I mean?
Like, I'm on that boat, but it's just that people don't have CD players. do you know what I mean, they just don't have that anymore, and it's really, really expensive to do vinyl. And if obviously most people don't have vinyl record players anyway, but it's just too much of a cost. It doesn't really make sense financially. Essentially,
Well, I could get you a discount. I can get you Matrix with Thomas Ray. It's actually really cheap to get a CD.
yeah,
So
and
what's
I
it?
know Tom and he's brilliant.
It's about 80, it's about an 80% markup or something. I don't know. I think you get them like I think it was like a couple of quid a CD.
Yeah,
And the good thing about that as well is that you can just give it to people for free as well. It's good to just dish out.
I'm thinking about maybe
Something
doing a poster of the artwork, and then we could sell that, because like a proper nice print of it, like not just a shite poster, like an actual nice thing you put on your wall, because the artwork's brilliant, and it's something you could have on your wall, and that way people still want kind of like a keepsake, and so I think that could work. But the problem is we were really late and everything, so we just the artwork was only finished a few days ago, really. So it's just we didn't have time, so to actually get stuff printed. So, but maybe at some point I could do a print run of the artwork, which I think people are going to really love, by the way, because it's amazing. And I didn't make it, so I can say that. Like Martin Windebank could be.
Martin Windebank again, the gaffer. Amazing, Dougie. Great to chat with you. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. If you've not make sure you like the video, subscribe to the video, leave a comment, and then also if you can afford £3 a month, then please do join the Patreon, because I'm just back from Mexico. I'm still jet lagged, and it would mean a lot. Also, we're going to give a couple more Mickey Nines tickets away, maybe to the patrons, or a discount code. But we're still we've not figured that out yet. Also, I've got discount codes coming for a whole bunch of music festivals this summer. So not only are you supporting the show, but we give you back. We give you discounts to a bunch of festivals. We'll get you free guesties to stuff, and then you get bonus content, the stuff that I don't really want to say out loud in public. You get that as well. So patreon.com/you call that radio, or become a YouTube member like Jackie did. Thank you, Jackie. That's a new YouTube member. And Dougie, good luck. I'll see you next Saturday. I'm going to the gig, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. Look forward to it.
It's gonna be good, man. And we're gonna end with us Dane rang with me. What was that?
What was that? What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that? Woo! Make some noise for the Mickey Nines!
I'm an animal, living in the wrong enclosure, living in the wrong environment, living in a cage not built for me. What's wrong with me? I'm an animal, living in the wrong enclosure, living in the wrong environment, living in a cage not built for me. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I'm an animal. Crawling all across the office floor. Crawling in the corridor. Creeping in the corner behind the door. What's wrong with me? I'm an animal. Crawling all across the office floor. Crawling in the corridor. Creeping in the corner behind the door. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I was built for the grasslands, built for the jungle. Now I'm living in a cubicle, living in a cubicle. I was built for the grasslands, built for the jungle. Now I'm living in a cubicle, living in a cubicle. Wrong with me? Wow! Wrong with me? Wow! Wrong with me? Wow! Wrong with me? I was built for the grasslands, built for the jungle. Now I'm living in a cubicle. I'm living in a cubicle. I'm an animal, living in the wrong enclosure, living in the wrong environment, living in a cage not built for me. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? Wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Turn off in the cubicle. What's wrong with me? Machines! Big up to Mama G again, obviously. We're doing this whole thing. Everybody knows he's a legend. I don't need to say.
You want weird dogs?
Okay.
You want